This is the most overhated anime, in my opinion. Before we get into all that, make sure you like, subscribe, comment down below what other videos you want to see me or whatever topics you want to see me talk about, and let's get into the most overhated anime, in my opinion. Okay, so the anime that I think is the most overhated anime of recent years, Boruto. So in the description down below, there will be timestamps for different parts of the video that I'm talking about because I feel like I'm gonna talk about a good chunk of this video about a bunch of different things. So if you want to skip to one certain aspect you had a problem with Boruto and see me try to explain it or just give my critiques on it, then in the description there'll be timestamps throughout the video that'll let you skip to those certain parts. But the first thing I want to talk about for Boruto is his character. Boruto's character that a lot of people have only seen up to the Momoshiki fight, or even just the anime's material as a whole, always kind of come to the conclusion that Boruto is just a spoiled kid that lives in the village. And you're right, but you're also wrong. I say you're right and wrong because if you look at Naruto, yes, compared to Naruto, Boruto is spoiled. That is the most spoiled kid in the village at that point. Compared to Naruto, Naruto didn't really have family. Naruto was sitting on the swings every day, depressed. Naruto's crib was kind of empty. Bro barely had money. Like, compared to Naruto, Boruto is spoiled. Yes. Okay, for this explanation, let's take off the Naruto and Boruto goggles. Let's just say this father, their son, father can make multiple copies of himself whenever he wants. You, as the son, your baby sister is about to have her birthday. She asks you that if your father's coming. You say, I don't know, maybe he will. You go to your father, you're like, can you at least come to my sister's birthday party? Even if you're not coming to mine, can you at least come to hers? He says yes. Y'all have the party. He's chilling. He's bringing out the cake. The whole time you realize the guy that was bringing out the cake was a clone. And the clone vanishes, the cake's gone. He didn't even bother to show up. What do you do then? Are you, as a son, going to still be happy with your father? No, you should not be. So why should Boruto, in that context, like Naruto? So for the people that just go, Naruto's a spoiled brat, he doesn't understand that Naruto had to work hard to get to the point that he is. Sure, he doesn't. Which is why when they make up, he tells him, instead of just, doing what you normally do and dismissing me and pretending like I don't exist and telling me I'm just doing way too much, like I'm not an adult yet, just tell me stories about yourself so I know about you, I know what you went through. And they make up, they're fine. And now current Boruto and current Naruto are fine. They're two people, they're father and son, they're perfectly fine. Now, the next point I'm going to touch on that people complain about is Boruto is too much like Sasuke or tries to be too much like Sasuke. And to that, I say, you're really not wrong. You're not really wrong. Boruto doesn't really know what Sasuke went through either. He doesn't know anything about Sasuke for real. He's just he saw a cool guy with the sword and said, yeah, I need you to be my teacher. Especially that you're my father's rival. You're the only guy that's really ever fought toe to toe with Naruto. I need you to teach me how to beat him. So that's how their relationship starts. It doesn't start as Boruto just being like, yeah, I gotta be that guy. It starts as, yeah, you know how to beat my father. I need you to teach me now so I can beat him for missing my sister's birthday. Then later down the line, he's like, Hokage, not really what I want to do. I don't really want to sit around and do paperwork all day. But if I can throw hands like Sasuke, that's kind of what I want to do. So yeah, he looks up to his teacher. He wants to be like his teacher. That's kind of usually a normal response to shonen like student and master relationships. It's kind of just a normal response. So yeah, Boruto doesn't want to be like Sasuke. That's a valid complaint, I guess, if you want to say so. Although I don't really know why that's a complaint, because why would we not want more Sasuke? But that was a short one. So the next one I want to talk about is filler. The Boruto manga drops 12 chapters a year because it's a monthly serialization. So we only get 12 chapters. The average anime episode of any anime would give us 2 to 3 chapters per episode, unless you're a slower anime that's weekly like One Piece, or you're a way faster anime like, I don't know, My Hero. But Boruto doesn't really have that luxury since we're a monthly serialization and we're a weekly anime production. Two terrible decisions makes about 400 episodes of anime, and only about 60 or so are actually manga canon. And some of them are light novels, some of them are other series like Sasuke series with the dinosaurs. And it just overall didn't make a good taste in people's mouth. However, I didn't watch a lot of that. I just watched the manga canon episodes because that's what I came to Boruto for. I read the manga. Am I perfectly fine with the anime adding extra scenes to the manga content to give more clarity to what's going on? Yes. Am I watching a whole episode of anime original content to still add more clarity of what's going on? No, I'm not doing that. I came for the manga content. If you want to add more to the manga content in those manga content episodes, sure, I'm fine with that. That's what most anime do. They add more to fight scenes, they add more dialogue here and there. That's perfectly fine. But to act like I'm watching a whole episode of something that just did not happen in the actual canonized story is crazy. I understand why people don't want to watch Boruto. It's 400 episodes and like what 320 maybe are just filler. They're anime canon. I'm not doing that either. So there's two critiques that I'm just gonna throw together for simplicity's sake. And the first one is I miss when Naruto was about ninjas. And the second one is Boruto's cast got too strong too fast. Boruto is still technically about ninjas, to be fair. Most of the cast are ninjas. A lot of the Naruto cast, however, did retire towards the end of the Naruto series. And so a lot of them have actual jobs now instead of being a ninja. Well, some of them are still ninjas, to be fair. But a lot of them did retire, so you don't see a lot of them in the series, which is fine. I think it makes sense. They would want to retire after, an entire war went on with aliens and genjutsu and nomajutsu and tail beast and stuff like that. I would want to retire too, so I mean, that makes sense. But not about ninjas anymore is kind of crazy when we've seen Boruto use more ninjutsu than Naruto actually has. Naruto has popped Rasengan, Rasen Shuriken, Rasengan Deluxe, Rasengan Triple Deluxe, Rasengan with fries, and Shadow Clones. Like, Boruto has water release, lightning release, his own Rasengans, Shadow Clones, a couple other jutsu that I can't remember at this time. So, I mean, to be fair, they are still technically ninjas, so you're technically wrong. But I do get the premise of that statement. There's not really the high IQ ninja battles that there were in like Naruto or Shippuden, where it's like, I beat you with this tactic because I outsmarted you, and you thought you were just gonna beat me with this regular strong jutsu. Now it's kind of closer to JJK, where it's just like, here, power, punch, go. I'm stronger than you, so I win. Power, punch, go. A little bit of technique in the combat. That's about it, and now I win. So I understand that to a degree. I just think simplicity, it is technically still about ninjas, so you're technically wrong. But you're also right in the sense that it's not the high IQ ninja battles that we had before. Now, the Boruto cast getting too strong too fast thing, I don't really agree with. I think they're the appropriate skill level for what's happening in the series. Like in the first arc of the series, sure, Boruto gets the finish because he's the MC, and we have to give him the finish so the plot can go on and do other things. But Naruto and Sasuke are the ones that take care of the problem. And then the second arc, they're just street criminals that are literally there after they get beat for lore dump for the next arc. And then in the next arc, the people that win that arc are Naruto and Sasuke again. Until we finally get over the next, like the old generation being the guys that have to carry. We finally get strong enough to where we can somewhat defend ourselves. So I think the whole message of this video, if you couldn't tell from the title thumbnail, Boruto is kind of overhated. It's not that bad. I think people just have the Naruto glasses on. They wanted Naruto Part 2, I guess. Some people didn't get that, and then some people heard bad stuff from other people that actually watched the series and were just not going to give it a chance. And then also there's like 300 something episodes of anime canon that nobody really wants to sit through. So there's a lot of bad rep going around with the Boruto series, especially with some of like the still frames and some of that in the anime with Naruto, that really pushes people away from watching it or giving it a try. But I promise you, if you read the manga and you liked Naruto for like Sasuke and no talk no jutsu and strong opponents, you'll like Boruto. And those things that I said earlier you didn't like, or you loved all of them, or like didn't like some of them, like you didn't like Sasuke, you loved the talk no jutsu, and you didn't like the strong opponents, you probably won't like Boruto. But that's just my opinion. Leave yours in the comments down below. Let me know what other videos I should make. Let me know if I should talk about Boruto more and tell you my thoughts on the time skip, certain arcs, etc. Just let me know in the comments down below. Subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys in the next video.